Hey guys, do you have a Mini XRT or Mini Maxx with a center diff or a slipper clutch? And you've broken your front pinion gear? Maybe you've broken one or two or more and they just keep snapping? In this video, we'll cover a way or a mod you can install to stop breaking pinion gears forever. If you're running a center diff or a slipper clutch with one of the shorter drive shafts shown here, this video is for you. If you're running a Mini Maxx with a direct drive and a longer drive shaft, there are aftermarket hardened pinion gears that you can buy that are direct replacement for your broken pinion. You can just do that. Unfortunately, there is no hardened direct replacement pinion gear for the center diff or the slipper clutch setup, so you can watch this video to see how I fixed the problem. Unfortunately, the stock pinion gear in the front breaks really easily if you hit something head on, like a tree or a curb or maybe another truck. It just breaks into pieces just like that. And you know it's broken because only rear tires get the power. At this point, you can throw your broken pinion gear in the trash. And let's look at the parts you're going to need to do this job. You're going to need part number 6778, which includes ring and the pinion gear, but we're only going to use the pinion gear. We're not going to use the ring gear. This pinion gear is the same tooth count as the stock pinion gear, but it is also hardened. It is, however, smaller in diameter, so we'll have to make a sleeve for it. Second, part number is 6888X, and this part is called drive hub. Third part you will need is some kind of tube or a pipe to make a sleeve out of. I use this copper pipe. It's 6 millimeters on the inside, 7 millimeters on the outside. You will have to sand the outside of the tube, maybe 1 or 2/10 of a millimeter, to make sure it fits inside of a 7 millimeter bearing. Here you can see where I sanded mine. Here you can see the sleeve that I made. It's about 11.5 millimeters in length. It could be a bit shorter. Ideally, you would have to shim it a bit. I did not have any appropriate shims on hand, so I just made it a little bit longer. But you could make it anywhere between 11 and 11.5 millimeters. If you make yours a little bit shorter than this, you probably should shim it. If you don't have any appropriate shims on hand, just make your sleeve 11.5 millimeters long, and this appears to fit perfectly, as you can see here. Now we can go ahead and remove the broken pinion. We're going to reuse these bearings. We're going to put them onto our creation and do a dry fit, see how that goes. Seems to fit and rotate fine, so why don't we go ahead and install it. And here's the finished product. Let's put it into the casing. Now with the casing closed, we can move on to the next step. The next step is making your drive shaft a little bit shorter. Because our new pinion gear is about 5.5 millimeters longer, we need to shorten our drive shaft by about 5.5 millimeters. I cut off 5 millimeters off the hop, and then I sanded it down maybe another 0.5 millimeter. Now just assemble it back and test it out.